Hey, Scott Winterton here, Platinum Home Realty, Platinum Mortgage. There's the sign. Today we're going to talk about something that a lot of us have gone through, which I hope you're not going through, but if you are, it's the big D, and I don't mean Dallas. Divorce. Okay, so when you get into a situation where it's time to get divorced and you have real estate, it can get a little sticky. Okay, so first of all, this is the disclaimer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving you legal advice. What I'm giving you is advice to use when you go see your lawyer and properly plan for getting through this as unscathed as possible. Okay. So, first thing you have to figure out is how much equity do you have? Okay. Now, equity starts to get into a lot of different categories. Okay. What kind of equity do I have? Well, the biggest thing is how much equity will you have at the end of the transaction? Okay. So, when you sell your house, there's fees, there's realtor fees, there's closing fees. You may have to pay some closing costs for the buyers, that sort of thing. So what we do is we put together a gross amount of equity, how much you have based on estimated sales price and your current payoff on a mortgage if you have one. Okay. From there, that's your gross equity right there. Before we've taken anything out, that's your estimated gross equity. Notice I use estimated. And I will always use estimated because we have no way of knowing. There are no crystal balls, exact numbers at this point. Okay. We won't have that till about a week before closing. So once we have the gross equity. From there, we put together scenarios where you may have to pay some of the closing costs if a buyer comes through and doesn't have all the funds needed to close. So I might subtract $5,000 or $10,000 from the equity, and then we'll look at real estate commissions on what you can expect to pay in those, and then settlement fees for title company because there's going to be lawyers involved. And then you'll end up down at the rock bottom. That's going to be your estimated net amount of equity that then you go with your lawyer and say, okay, how much of this am I entitled to? How much is he getting? How much is she getting? That sort of thing. But that's where we come. That's the part where we come in and we work with your lawyer and say, okay, this is what we've come up with. Here is the plan. But this is something that both parties will need to be remain flexible because it's real estate. You have no idea what the real estate market's going to do from one week to the next. Okay, but you're going to get a really good idea of what you can expect to walk with when everything is said and done. Okay, and that's the overview of divorce. We get in a little more deeper once we actually talk with you and we put a plan together, and then we'll actually be happy to go with you and meet with your lawyer if you need to. But they get charged by the hour, so you want to make those meetings short, sweet, directly to the point. Okay. So anyway, that's divorce. If you have any questions, reach out, text 502 939 3946 for Platinum Home Realty and Platinum Mortgage. I'm Scott Winterton.